好，你好. Okay, so during last class, we've learned one Chinese character, which is 好. Do you still remember it? 好, right? 好 means good. So 早上 is morning. So good morning is 早上好. Next time I will say 早上好 instead of English. Okay. So today, before we start the class, we are going to review about the pinyin. Okay. All right. So I will let you read all of them. We will start from initial. So let me check your pronunciation. Okay. So let's do it from this one. Wait a minute, please. Okay. So first one.
波
Yes.
波
Yes.
摸
Good.
波
Yes.
的
Yes.
特
Yes.
呢 了
Okay. Very good. And how about this line?
个可和 G
Yes.
七 C
Please read after me for this one. 西.
是
Yes, let's do it again. 西.
是
Okay, well done. Okay, this one.
知
Yes.
吃
Yes, very good. And this line. Okay.
是
Yes. Okay,
日
yes. Yeah.
日
You just push the tip of your tongue to the roof of the mouth. Okay.
日
Yes, when you pronounce this one, you will feel there is like a slight vibration. Okay, slight vibration.
日
Great. This one. 滋.
z
Okay, very good. Okay, let's do it again. 滋.
z
Yes, very good. How about this one?
c
Yes, 滋. Okay, good. This one.
c
Z. Yes.
一
Right.
五
Okay, very good. Okay, so next one is finals. Okay, first line.
啊 o
Okay, yes. All right. Please read after me. Okay, let's do it again. Good. This one.
一
Right.
五
Yes. Ü.
日
Ü.
日
Yes, right. The shape of the mouth will be a line, just a straight line, right? Ü.
日
Yes, let's do it again. Ü.
日
Right, very good. So this one.
I
Yes.
A
Great. And this one.
way
Wei. Yes.
ao
Ao.
o yo
Right, very good. This one.
yeah
Yeah. Yes, very good. Yeah. Okay.
yeah
Yeah. Yes.
r
Right. And this one.
an
An.
an
Yes.
in
Yes. This one.
un
Yes, right.
yun
Yes.
ang
Right. This one. Yes.
yin
Yin.
ong
Yes, very good job. And then we are going to review about the whole syllabus. Okay, whole syllabus. First line, this one.
知
Right.
吃
Yes.
是
Yes.
日
Yes. How about this one?
资
Yes.
次
Yes.
思
Right, very good.
一乌
E.
yeah.
Okay.
吁
Aaron, this one and another one, this one is actually same, right? The pronunciation is same. Okay, so please read after me for this one.
吁
Right, very good. How about this one?
耶
Yeah, yes.
约
Yeah, right. And this one.
音
Great.
音
Yes, ying. Okay. How about this one?
晕
Yun, yes.
渊
Yuan, yes. Good job. Okay, very good. So now let's move on. Let's go to the lesson one, the new words. Okay, last time we have learned the two characters only, right? So today we are going to finish all of them, and then we will study about two dialogues. Okay. So last time we finished here, how. Okay. How, as I explained, this character we have left and the right structure, right? The left one, we call it radical of female, right? Radical of female. And the right one is another component, which is it's a whole or it's a completed character. We have this one. We call it 子, which means children, right? So like I explained, when a female or a woman give a birth to a children or give a birth to a baby, that means a new life, a new hope. So this is good, right? This indicates about good. So this is how. So 你好 means hello or how do you do, right? So today the first character we are going to learn is ma. Ma. Aaron, do you have pen and paper? I'm not sure if you have one. If you don't have, that's all right. No problem. No problem. If you have one, maybe you can practice about writing. All right. Okay.
I don't know if I have paper.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Okay. All right. Don't worry about that. Don't worry. Okay. So, all right. So let me explain about this one. Ma. It's okay, Aaron. Next time you can prepare the paper and pen. Okay. All right,
Okay.
this one, this time we don't need to write it. Okay, so ma, as we can see, this one is also left and the right structure, right? This one is same as ni and how. All of them are left and the right structure. So the left, let's take a look about its strokes. Okay, ma. Ma, okay. So the left part, we can call it radical of mouse, because this one, this left component is another character, which is mouse, 口, okay? Okay, wait a minute. So this character includes 口 and 马, right? We have two characters here. We combine it, then there is one character, ma. So this part, we call it radical of mouse, or we usually call it 口字旁 in Chinese. 口字旁. 口字旁 means radical of mouse. So it's a radical. And this one is very important radical. So why we say it's a radical of mouse? That means usually when you see a Chinese character with a radical of mouse, this character is normally related to something about the mouse. Let me give you some examples. Like this character, eat, 吃, eat something, right? 吃, okay. As you can see, we have a radical of mouse, right? So when we eat, we will use our mouse, right? And this one, another one is 喝, which means drink. Okay, this one is drink, okay? So drink water, drink something, okay? So when we drink something, we use mouse, okay? So we have radical of mouse, right? And also, for example, speak, 说, speak or talk, 说, right? 说. When we speak, we use our mouth. As you can see here, there is a mouse in this character, right? Okay, so what I mean is that usually it will be related to something about a mouse. If you see a character with a mouse, okay, a radical of mouse. So, but I'm saying about usually it doesn't mean 100%. It means maybe like 80% or 90% related to the radical of mouse, related to the mouse, and not 100% because we have some special cases, right? Okay. All right. So ma here is like a question particle. We use this one in the end of a sentence to raise a question. So especially it's like a yes or no question. Yes, when we build a sentence which is a yes or no question, then we usually place ma in the end of the sentence. Okay, but I will explain more in the dialogue. Okay, so here is ma. Let's take a look about the stroke order, and how many strokes do we have for this character? We have six strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how do we write it? The first one is radical of mouse. The first stroke will be a short vertical, and then a short horizontal and turning, and then another short horizontal. So this is a mouse. And when you write the radical of mouse in this character, be careful that you have to put it like above this horizontal, right? Some of my students, when they write it in the first time, they like writing in the middle place, like here. Of course, if you write in this place, we don't say it's wrong. We just say it's not beautiful. So that's the important thing, that sometimes the writing is not a beautiful, but still it's correct. So as a beginner, I always told my students that every student has to try best to balance the character in the beginning time when you try to write a character, right? So the balancing is very important. If you move the radical of mouse down a little bit, feel like the character is not balanced, and feel like the left part is too heavy. It's too heavy. You know, we always regard Chinese character as a house, as building a house, right? So if the house is not balancing, it will collapse, right? So it's same, okay, it's same. So be careful about that. So this is the first part, the left component, and then let's take the right component, okay? Right component, like I write down here, it's a ma. Ma means horse. It's a horse, but there is no any connection about a horse. But why we use ma? Because we will borrow. I can say it's borrow. We will borrow its pronunciation. So you see, this character pronounced ma, right? This character pronounced ma. Actually, we use this pronunciation, but we change its tone. We change its tone a little bit. When we pronounce ma, the tone is third tone, right? And then when we pronounce this one, the whole character ma, is actually neutral tone. So we change the tone, but the pronunciation is very similar, right? So that means we use the right part because we want to borrow its pronunciation. Okay, so this is a ma. Okay, ma. To raise a question, we will place it in the end of the sentence. Okay. Next one is about the stroke order for the right component. We will write like this: horizontal and turning. But be careful, this horizontal will be very short, but the vertical will be long. Okay. So and then next one, there is a 3-in-1 stroke: vertical turning turning and hook. We say 3 in 1 because some students they may write it in 3 times. Actually, no, it's just a 1 time, right? We finished it within 1 time. We like do like a vertical turning, vertical and hook within just 1 time. Okay, so there is 1 stroke. We don't say there are 3 or 4 strokes, just 1 stroke. And then we will finish it by writing a horizontal, right? And one more thing you have to be careful when you write the last stroke, do not touch to the right part. There is a gap here, as you can see, right? There is a gap here, okay? And the starting point will be in this place. Don't do it too long. If it's too long, it's not beautiful, right? So be careful it's about its length, okay? And also be careful about the gap here. Okay, so this is a ma, ni hao, ma. So we can use these 3 characters together to build a sentence. Ni hao ma. Ni hao means how do you do or hello, right? But when we place ma in the end of the sentence, like I said, we want to raise a question. So ni hao ma means how are you, right? How are you? So here is the basic sentence structure I want to explain to you. Usually we use SVO as its a basic structure for the Chinese sentence. All right, so this is a structure. What is S? What is V? What is O? S means subject of a sentence, right? V means verb. So it's like a predict. And O is object. It's object. So usually we say it's SVO. This is like a very simple or very basic sentence structure in Chinese language. Okay, let me give you one example. Okay, 我吃饭。我吃. Okay, we've learned. 吃 means eat, right? 我 means I. Okay, so this one is very simple. It means I eat. I eat something, right? I eat, right? I eat. Okay, so this is like a SV. SV. It's very simple, but usually we will place object after the verb. So that means I want to tell you what I eat, right? What I eat. For example, I eat apple. Okay, 我吃苹果。我吃苹果。苹果 is apple. Okay, 苹果 is apple. 我吃苹果. That means I eat apple, right? I eat apple. So this is completed SVO structure. Okay, as subject, S is I or me, right? Verb is eat. Object is apple. You know, the good thing is when we speak English, we have to consider about the tense. I say I eat apple. Sometimes I can say I ate apple, right? Because I ate apple yesterday, right? But in Chinese, the good point is you don't need to consider about tense, because 我吃苹果 means I eat apple. You can use it when it happened yesterday. You can eat it. You can use it when you eat apple today. You can use it when you eat apple tomorrow. So all of them are same. But you will place the time, the word about time in a sentence to indicate the tense. Not like English, you have to change the word, right? You have to change the word like eat, at, like that. But we don't change. We just place the time. For example, in English we say I ate one apple yesterday. So in Chinese we say 我昨天我吃苹果. We will put one word to indicate about yesterday. 昨天. So when we see the word 昨天 yesterday, that means it's a past tense, right? It happened already, right? It happened already. So if you want to say tomorrow I'm gonna eat one apple, so we just place the time before the sentence. We can say 明天, which means tomorrow. 明天我吃苹果. So like this kind of case, comparing with English, Chinese will be more simple, right? That's easier. Okay, that's easier. So I think for this part is easy for you, for the Western learners. Okay, Western students. Okay, so very good. Okay, so this is a SVO, which means the basic structure of a sentence. Okay, this is very important. So like we've learned, 你好, 你 is S subject, right? 好 means like a verb, like a predict. So this is a very basic sentence, like a SV, right? SV, 你好, right? 你好. Okay, let me write it down. So it's like a very basic structure. 你 S and V 好, right? It's finished. 你好. And when we want to raise a question, when we want to change this is like a 你好 is like a declarative sentence, right? Sometimes we want to change the declarative sentence into a question sentence. So we want to raise a question. How do we do that? Very simple in Chinese language. We just put ma here. You can place ma in many different sentences and then change it into a question sentence. So that's easy, right? That's easy. So it will be 你好 ma, 你 you, 好 good. Ma means when we place ma in the end, it would be how are you, right? How are you? If we don't place ma, 你好 means you are good, you are fine, which means hello, how do you do, right? Hello, how do you do? But when we raise a question, we just place ma in the end of the sentence. 你好吗? For example, like this sentence, the declarative sentence will be 你吃苹果, you eat apple, right? You eat apple. How do we change it into a question sentence? We just place ma in the end of the sentence with a question mark. So that's a question sentence. Like 你吃苹果吗? Do you eat apple? It's very simple, right? Do you eat apple? So you can just place ma in the end of the sentence. I mean, in any declarative sentence. So it will help you to change it into question sentence. It's very simple. If you feel it's a little bit confusing, don't worry. In the future classes, we will practice a lot. Okay. All right. So let's move on. Next one will be 我. Okay. Let's take a look about the structure. Okay. Okay. We've learned 你, we've learned 好, we've learned 嘛. All three characters are left and right structure, right? Left and right structures. But this one, 我, which means I or me, it's not a left and right structure. It's not a top and bottom structure. It's just like a all-in-one, or we can say just a one piece, or a single component, right? There's no other components. It's just a one piece or single component. So how do we write it? First, let's take a look about how many strokes does this character have. There are seven strokes. So let's take a look about the stroke order. The first one will be left falling. Okay, left falling. All right, this is very important. When you write the left falling, it should be very short. The first stroke should be very short, and then second stroke, we say it's a horizontal, but actually, as you can see, this one is raising a little bit, right? It's not just a horizontal, it's raising a little bit. But why we still call it horizontal stroke? Why we don't say it's raising? Because usually this stroke is horizontal, but when we change it to, when we write it in a raising style, it will make the character more beautiful. We think that's beautiful. But some students, even me, sometimes we don't raise it. That's okay, because it's not wrong, right? It's still correct. Like I said, it's only the only thing is maybe not beautiful, but that's not important, not serious. Okay, so you can write it like a horizontal, totally horizontal, or you can raise a little bit. That's up to you, right? That's up to you. And then next one will be vertical and turning. As always, like I said, it's vertical, but you see there is a bending a little bit, but we still call it vertical. Why? Because people believe that if make it a bending a little bit, it's beautiful. So sometimes Chinese character, there's no right or wrong, but we consider it like art. It's like art, right? So you can open your imagination. You can use any style if you think it's beautiful. It's a freestyle, okay? All right. So next stroke will be raising, okay? Will be raising, all right? So this raising is like you see, just like a knife, right? Like a knife, okay? And next one, this stroke is very important. It's like bending and hook, but remember, you have to write it very long, right? You can see the starting point is very high, right? It's very high, and it's like a long bending and then hook. After that, it's a left falling again. Make this left falling a little bit long. Do not make it too short. If it's too short, feel like it's not a balancing, okay? And then next one is a dot. Next one is a dot. And this dot, we don't touch to anything. There is a gap here, there is a gap here, right? So be careful about that. This one is 我, so me. You see, every me is complicated, right? So this character is also complicated. Okay, so I think if you next time you can try to practice writing about the character 我. Because in the beginning time, you will feel it's very difficult. Look like not a difficult.
Yeah.
Look like not a difficult, but when you really write it, you feel it's very difficult. It's complicated. If you want to write a character like balancing, like beautiful, it's really difficult for this character. I mean, right. So me or I, every me, every I is complicated. Okay, not easy. All right. So 我. All right. So next one. Let me teach you one sentence. 我, because we've learned 我是 Aaron, right? So this is a very simple sentence and it's very useful for you, especially the first time when you talk to Chinese people. 我是 Aaron, I am Aaron, right? 是 means am. 我是 Aaron, okay? So this is very useful, very important. 我是 Aaron. Or there's another sentence which is similar. 我叫 Aaron. 我叫 Aaron. Okay, that's same. But 叫 means call, So that means my name is Aaron, right? My name is Aaron. All right. So if somebody is asking, oh, who is Aaron? You can say 我是 Aaron. It's me. I'm Aaron, right? And if Chinese people ask you what is your name, you can say 我叫 Aaron. 我叫 Aaron. My name is Aaron, right? You can call me Aaron. Okay, 我叫 Aaron. All right. So remember this one. 我. Okay. All right. So next one. Next one is Aaron. I'm gonna let you pronounce it. Spell the Pinyin. Okay. How do we pronounce it? Okay, because we have to practice more about the Pinyin. There are two parts. There are two parts. First one, initial, and then finals. How do we spell it?
First part is
yes. Second part.
Then
and then third term. 和 n 很 right. Yes, right. Aaron, actually, like I said during last class, when you spell it, you can do by two styles. The first one is 和 n 很. The second one is 和 n 很. Both of them are correct. It's up to you, right? It's up to you. All right. All right. So 很, what does that mean? 很 means very. 很 means very. This one is really commonly used. So you, if you have time, you have to try to practice about its writing, right? You have to know how to write it. We have this book. It includes all characters in the dialogues. So I do suggest you use this book. Okay, use this book. If you have if you have free time. Okay. All right. So next one, you have this one, right?
Mhm.
Okay, good. So 很 very. We've learned 好. We've learned 很. We've learned 我. So let's make a sentence. How about I'm very good? Somebody asks you, how are you? You can say, I'm good. I'm very good.
Mhm.
How do we say that? I'm very good.
我
I'm
很
doing good.
好。
Right, very good. 我很好. Very good. Your pronunciation is really beautiful and correct. Okay. 我很好. Okay. 我很好. I'm very good. 我很好. Okay. I'm doing good. I'm doing very good. Okay. 我很好. Right? That's correct. And let me explain more about this one. Let me write it down here. Okay. 很. So let's take a look about the radical. This is the radical is the left component. Left component, we call it this one. Okay, this one we call it in Chinese. We say 双人旁. Sorry, 双人旁. Okay. 双人旁. Okay, so this is a radical. Radical of, we say radical of step. STEP, radical of step. 双人旁. Why we call it a radical step? Because when you see this character with radical step, usually this character is related to like direction or human behavior. Okay, human behavior or direction. In most cases, it's related to direction. All right. So let me give you some examples like this one. Wang. Okay, we haven't learned yet, right? Wang. So what does it mean? Wang. Wang means towards. Okay, towards. So this is to indicate about a direction, right? 我往学校去. I go towards the school, right? Towards 往. And also another one is like 迁徙. Okay, this one 徙, you see, it's also using the radical of step, right? Radical step. 双人旁. So 徙 means move from a place to another place. Move from a place to another place. That is the meaning of this character. So what I mean is, so when you see a character with radical of step, usually it's related to direction. Sometimes it can be related to human behavior. Okay, all right. So here, 很 means very. Okay, all right. So how do we write the right component? Let's take a look about the right component. No, the stroke is the first one is horizontal, short horizontal and turning, right? And be careful, there's no hook. Yeah, there's no hook here. Some students, even Chinese students, in the beginning time when they learn about this character, they like writing a hook here. Actually, there's no hook. Okay, so it's just a short horizontal and turning. And then next one is not a vertical hook. No, it's a short horizontal, right? A short horizontal. And very important, remember there is gap here. There is gap here. Okay. After that, you will write this horizontal and touch to the right part, right? Touch to the right stroke. And next will be using the long vertical and hook to finish this circle, right? Finish this circle. Okay, finish this square, actually. Finish this square. And then the next will be very difficult to write because it's difficult to find the position to start. We will start from here. You see, there is a horizontal, right? And it goes about here, and then you start a left falling like that. You start from here and left falling, and do not write this left falling too long. If it's too long, it will press next stroke down, right? So be careful about the position. Be careful about the position. And then the last one will be right falling, right? Right falling is like a knife, like knife. And you can see this point, the finishing point of this left footing stroke is in the middle point of this stroke, right? It's nearly a middle point, nearly a middle point. Okay, so that's the character 很. And also, one more thing is very important. The finish point of the last stroke is higher than the bottom point of the right component, right? So be careful about that. And also the bottom point of the left component or the left radical and the bottom point of the right component, it's like in the same line, right? In the same line. Okay, so be careful about this one. So that's balance, right? Okay, 很 means very, okay? So next one will be this one. Aaron, can you read this one? Neutral tone.
N.
N, yes, n, right? N, it's neutral tone. N. So you can see here there is a radical of mouse, right? Radical of mouse. So actually, n is an interrogative particle. So this one is also used to raise a question. We put it in the end of a sentence to raise a question. I will explain more in the dialogue about the difference between ma and na. As I told you that ma is also used to raise a question. We placed it in the end of sentence. So what is the difference? I will explain the details maybe in the dialogue too, okay? All right, so next one is, I'm not gonna teach you how to write it because we don't need to learn how to write for each character because first, we don't have enough time. Secondly, when you know the law about writing, so you can just try to start practicing first. I mean, using this book, right? Using this book. In this book, you can see the stroke order. So this is very helpful, right? Okay, so next one, yeah. Okay, this one is very important and commonly used. Yeah means to or also. Yeah, 我很好 or 你很好 你很好 我很好 你很好 我也很好 I'm also very good. So yeah means also or to, right? I'm fine too, I'm good too, I'm doing good too, okay? So to or also is yeah. This one I have to show you how to write it because this one is very difficult to write, okay? Yeah. Okay. So it's not a left and right structure. It's not a top and bottom structure. It's just the all in one, right? All in one, just one piece. So there are not many strokes. The first one is the most difficult stroke. It's raising and turning, a sharp turning, right? Raising and sharp turning and hook, right? Raising and sharp turning and hook. And be careful. If you want to write it beautifully, when you make this turning, you have to make it make it bending a little bit, right? We call it vertical, but it's bending. It's bending a little bit, and with a hook to the left. Okay, so this is the first one, the first stroke. As you can see, the angle here is around like 30 degrees, right? 30 degrees. So if you want to write like a horizontal, okay, some students, even Chinese students, they write like this. Okay, horizontal and turning. Is that okay? Yeah, no problem. That's correct, but not beautiful, right? Okay, all right. So this is the first stroke, and the next stroke will be vertical. Okay, so this vertical you have to write it long, a little bit long. Do not make it too short. Okay, it's long, and then be careful about the last stroke. This is also very difficult. It's a vertical and soft turning, and this part is very long, and then a hook, right? And then a hook. Some students may write like this, vertical turning and hook. Here, it's not beautiful, right? It's not beautiful. It will make the whole character too small. So in order to extend it, we have to make it longer. This is like a tail, right? Like a tail. We have to make a tail longer, okay? So here, hook here, right? And also be careful about the starting point. And starting point is nearly in the same line with this point, right? Maybe lower a little bit, but nearly in the same line, right? Do not make it too high. If it's very high, nearly same as this point, it's really not beautiful, okay? But when you write it too low, it's also not beautiful. So be careful about the position of the starting point, okay? So this is yeah, which means also or to, okay? So next one will be Mong. Okay, Mong, this one is very interesting. Okay, Mong, let's take a look about the structure. Okay, Mong. Mong means busy, okay? The meaning is busy. Why it's busy, okay? Why it's busy? Why this character indicates busy? Okay, let's take a look. So here is another radical we have to learn. This radical is also commonly used and it's very important. You know, radical, why I said radical is very important because radical can help you to remember how to write the character and also can help you to guess the meaning of the character, even it's the first time you see. Sometimes it's same for Chinese students when we see a character in the first time, we don't know its meaning, but sometimes we can guess its meaning by knowing the radicals. Okay, so let's take a look about this character. The radical is 竖心旁. Okay, 竖心旁. Wait a minute. 竖心旁. Okay, 旁 is radical actually. 旁 is radical. 旁 actually it means beside, but we say it's radical, right? 竖 means vertical. 心 means heart. So it's like a vertical heart. 心 is heart. Okay, remember this one. This character is very important. 心 is heart. Okay. So 竖心旁, 竖 is vertical. So it's like a vertical heart. So it's a radical of vertical heart. So this vertical heart actually comes from the Chinese character heart, 心. Why it comes from 心? You can imagine, Aaron, if we make this bending into vertical, is it similar?
Yeah.
It's similar, right? So we most of the radical they change from the Chinese characters, right? So 竖心旁, the radical of vertical heart, it comes from the character heart. Okay, so this radical indicates something about our mental activities, or sometimes it's related to the feeling in our heart. You know, in ancient time, Chinese people believed we use our heart to think, right? Because that time people don't know we use our brain to think. We just know we use our heart to think. So that's why many Chinese characters with radical of heart or radical of vertical heart, it's usually related to something about our feeling, about mental activities. Okay. And the right part is very interesting. You know, the right part is Wang. So what does it mean by Wang? Wang means vanish, dead, disappear. And usually we say it's dead. So you see, mom means busy. When we are busy, okay, too busy, our heart is dead. Okay, our heart is dead, right? So that's too busy, okay? So it's mom. When our heart is dead, our heart dies, okay? It's too busy. So that's mom, right? Mom means busy. So how do we say I'm very busy? I'm very busy. We've learned each character already. I'm very busy, okay? I am very busy. First, subject. Let's take a look about the subject. Subject is I means 我, right? 我, right? How about very? Aaron, do you still remember very? How do you
很
say that? 很 yes, very good.
很
我很 and busy. 忙 right?
忙
Here is 忙 okay. 我很忙 right? 我很忙 okay. So 我很忙 means I'm very busy, right? I think that's easy, right? So sometimes Chinese language is not a difficult, right? Okay. All right. So next one. Okay. Sorry. This one. Okay. Next one is 不. Okay. This one is very simple. 不. Okay. Also, sometimes we pronounce it 不. Depends on the sentence. Depends on which word we will use. Okay. Sometimes we pronounce the 不, sometimes we pronounce the 不, depend on the words, okay? Here we learn 不 means no or not, no or not. Let's take a look about structure. I think this one is very simple. 不. So 不, it's also not a left and right structure, not about top and bottom structure. It's just a all in one, a single component, okay? So the first stroke will be a long horizontal, and from the middle point or maybe close to the right part a little bit, and we start to do the left falling, right? Left falling. And from this point, we start writing the vertical, okay? Be careful. Some Chinese students or other foreigner students, they write the vertical from this point. I will not say it's wrong, but it's not beautiful. Okay, it's not beautiful. Okay, we usually start from this point. So you can, this point is lower than this point. Okay, so next will be, I mean, after writing the vertical, the last stroke will be dot. This dot is very long. Okay, it's not a short dot. If it's a very short dot, some students, they write just a very small dot here, then this character looks like not a balancing. It's like a person. This part is too short. Sometimes it will fall down, right? So be careful about balance, okay? So we will keep a gap here. We don't touch to this point. Keep a gap and then write a long dot. And you can see the finishing point of the left falling stroke and the finish point of the dot is actually in the same line, right? It's similar, it's very nearly in the same line, right? Maybe this one is higher a little bit, just a little bit, okay? All right, so this is a 不 or 不, which means no or not. So how do we say, I'm not busy? I'm not busy. How do we say that? Just
我
try.
不忙
Yes, very good. Okay, great job. 我不忙. That's very easy, right? 我不忙. How about we say this sentence? You are not busy.
你不
You are not
忙
busy. Yes, 你不忙, right? You are not busy. 你不忙. Okay, so 我不忙, I'm not busy. 你不忙, you are not busy, right? Okay, so in the beginning, we've learned just one sentence. I am Aaron. 我是 Aaron, right? 我是 Aaron. And how about I'm not Aaron? How about I'm not Aaron? How do we say that?
我不是 Aaron
Yes, good, very good. Okay, 我不是 Aaron, right? 我不是 Aaron. So I can say like that. 我不是 Aaron, 我是 Kevin, right? I'm not Aaron, I'm Kevin. Okay, so very good. All right. So you see, sometimes making a Chinese language sentence, it's not a difficult, right? It's not a difficult. So the important thing that you have to remember, the basic structure of a sentence is SVO, subject, verb, object, right? But of course, sometimes we just omit object or we don't use object. So it's S and V, right? SV can be a very can be the most simple sentence structure. Okay. So next one will be this one, Thai. Okay, Thai. Thai means so, or it's like a to something, so something, very something. So it's very similar to it's very similar to 很, but Thai is usually used in the spoken language. Okay, Thai is something. Okay, so let's take a look about the structure of the character Thai. This one is very easy. Actually, it includes two parts. Okay, two parts. First part will be one character, like a da. Okay, it's da. Da, which means big, okay. Here means big, okay, da. So this one is big. And then if you want to say so big, you want to say so, very. You want to like increase the degree. How are you going to do? You can put a dot here to indicate a higher degree, right? So this one is Thai. We change it into Thai, which means so or to or very Thai. Thai, okay, so means so, right? So, for example, 你好, 你 means you, 好 means good. How about you are so good. You are so good. 你太好. Usually we put a le. Okay, 你太好, right? 你太好 is you are so good, right? 你太好. 你太好. Usually we will put a le. Le, it's like a particle in the end of the sentence. 你太好了, right? 你太好了. Okay. Okay. Another one is like a time, and we've learned 忙, which means busy, right? I am so busy. I am so busy. How do we say in Chinese? I'm so busy. 我太忙了, right? 我太忙了. In this class, we are not going to learn about the usage of le or function of le because the le has a lot of functions. In the future class, I will explain the details about how to use the character le. Okay. And usually we put le, usually not 100%. Usually we place le in the end of a sentence, okay, to indicate this sentence completed, okay. Okay, 我太忙了, or 我太忙. 我太忙了. I'm so busy, right? I'm so busy. So the character type here is to indicate about so or very. So that means in some extent, 太 and 很 is very similar. It's very similar, right? But usually we use 太 to form a negative word with other characters, but we don't use 很 to form a negative word with other characters. Let me give you one example. 我太忙了. Or if you want to say, I'm not so busy. 我太忙了 means I'm too busy, right? I'm so busy. How about I'm not so busy? So I'm not so busy. This is like a negative sentence, right? Because there is a word not, 不 in the sentence, right? I'm not so busy, or I'm not busy. It's a negative sentence. So how do we build the negative sentence, especially when we want to show a kind of a degree or extent of the adjective word 忙, right? So 我不太忙. This is the sentence we are going to make. 我不太忙, okay? 我不太忙. 我太忙了. The first sentence 我太忙了 means I'm too busy. I'm so busy, right? I'm so busy. 我不太忙 means I'm not so busy. I'm not so busy, right? I'm not so busy. 我不太忙. So like I said, can we say 我不很忙? 我不很忙. It's not correct. 很 means very, right? I'm not very busy. 我不很忙. It's not correct. But when you say that, all Chinese people can understand your meaning. They can understand what you mean. But usually we don't say that. It's not our like normal expression. We say 不太忙, we don't say 不很忙. So what I mean, when we want to form a negative style or a negative sentence, usually we use 太 to indicate about so, not so something, not to something, right? When we say not to something or not so something, in Chinese, we will say 不太. So you don't need to try to analyze it. You just try to remember this whole word, 不太, okay? Just remember this word, 不太, this negative word, 不太 something, means not to something or not so something, right? 不太. So just remember this one. Because we don't say 不很. For the Western learner or English speaker, when they learn Chinese language in the beginning time, they tend to use 我不很, 不很, not very, but that's not correct for us because we feel it's a little bit strange, a little bit weird. But of course we can understand, right? So just remember this fixed expression, 不太, 不太 means not true or not so. Okay, this is very important. Okay, so here is 太. 太 means so or true. Okay, all right. So the last three will be very easy. The last three will be very easy because they are just names, right? Okay, wait a minute. They're just names. So first one, Aaron, can you try to spell the Chinese name? Yes.
Li.
Li, yes. Okay, le, yi, li. And how about second character?
Na.
Na, yes, very good. So we can say its name is Li Na, right? Li Na, Li Na. Okay. Yes, very good. Li Na. Li Na is usually a name of a woman or female, right? Woman, it's a female name. Why it's a female name? Because you can see in this character there is a radical of female, right? Radical of female, radical of woman. So this name is used by the female or the woman. Okay, Li Na. So name of a person, of course, it's for female name. Okay, for female. And next one, Aaron, can you spell the name? Right? Okay, it's two parts. Initial is 知 and final is yes, good. 知昂 张, yes, 知昂张. And second character, actually there are three parts. First part, second part, third part. Okay, so let's do it as one example. Okay, the first part is 喝. Second part is yes. Second part will be 乌, right? 喝乌, and third part is 喝乌啊, and then second turn, right? 喝乌啊华, right? So Aaron, please read after me. Let's spell it together. 喝乌啊华. Okay, good job. 喝乌阿华. Let's do it again. 喝乌阿华. Yes. So the whole name is 张华, right? 张华. Okay. So the first time when we hear 张华, we don't know it's female or male because some Chinese boys they use this one. Some girls they also use this name. So we don't know. Okay. So we don't know. Okay. So but in this dialogue, in this lesson, 张华is a name of a boy. Okay, it's a name of a boy. Okay, so it's a male name. Okay, 张华. And next one is how do we spell this name? Aaron, can you try it again? Try this one. More. Okay, the first initial is mo. Okay, mo.
More.
Yes. And the second
Mm.
one, ah, and third term, ma.
Ma.
Yes, mo a ma, right? Ma. And the second character, there are two parts. Initial is, how do we spell initial? How do we
Le.
pronounce it? Le, yes. And the finals,
I.
e and fourth term.
Le. I. Li.
Li, yes, good. Ma Li, right? Ma Li, okay? Ma Li. So Ma Li, this name is actually directly translated from the pronunciation of the English. Mary, it's Mary. Mary. When we translate this name, we say it's Ma Li, right? Ma Li. Of course, Ma Li is usually used by, this name is used by the female because Li in Chinese character, it indicates about the beauty or beautiful, beauty or beautiful, 美丽. In the future, we will learn this word, 美丽.美丽 means beauty or beautiful, okay? Beautiful, okay? 美丽, okay? So 丽 is to indicate about beauty or beautiful. So usually it's used by the female, okay? 玛丽, so Mary. All right, so we finished learning about all the vocabulary of lesson 1. Aaron, can you read with me together about this one? Okay, maybe you can repeat after me. Okay, I will read first. Okay, first one. 呢以你
呢以你
你
你
和敖好
和敖好
好
好
摸阿妈
摸阿妈
yes neutral term okay 妈
妈
yes 我
我
okay this one actually we can spell it but sometimes we don't spell it's okay right 我 okay next one 和恩很
和恩很
很
很
and next one 呢 neutral
呢
that's good and this one 也 whole syllable
也
great yes 摸阿忙
摸昂忙
忙
忙
波乌布
波乌布
布
布
great this one 特爱太
特爱太
太
太
乐一里
乐一你里
呢阿那
呢阿那
李娜
里那
之肮脏
之肮脏
和乌阿华
和乌阿华
great 张华
张华
摸阿马
摸阿玛
乐一利
乐一力
玛丽
玛丽
okay well done okay so that's all for today's class Aaron so during next class I mean tomorrow's class we will start learning about true dialogues right and also I will introduce more about some grammar points okay so I will see you tomorrow okay
alright
okay thank you
thank you 谢谢
谢谢 OK 谢谢 OK 拜拜再见啊再见
拜再见